so I believe if you fail to prepare, be prepared to fail. I heard that on a podcast and I couldn't relate to it more. So what I do is every morning I'll lay out my supplements. So right here we have BPN Strong Joints, which is gonna help me during my running sessions, just properly recover. Like I said, tomorrow we have 5 miles. Strong Omega for fish oil, just to keep the joints, like keep the inflammation low. And then we have some creatine, always for muscle building, and overall creatine just boosts your ATP in your muscles. And then also we have some whey protein and chocolate fudge, and I'm gonna explain later on in the video what I use that for, and kind of how I go about all this. But yeah, basically every evening I'll come out here and just lay out all my supplements. It's crazy when you take the time. It's not a lot of time, just a little bit of time to organize, how much better your mornings go and how much more efficient. So yeah, just gonna show you guys exactly how I do it. Nothing crazy, just it works. I even go as far as putting a coffee into the Keurig, so then I don't have to, when I wake up, that's like a little pre-run feel. I just push it down and it's go time. So it's gonna be a bad morning to be a coffee because we're gonna get after it. So let's do it. All right, so shout out Conor McGregor for this quote. I live by this in the mornings. I think about it. Your lack of commitment is an insult to the people that believe in you. And you might be like, how does that relate to like your morning routine or whatever? I like to think of it the night before. If I don't commit and prepare for my next day, it's almost like setting me up for failure. Like it's almost like insult, like I don't value that day. So right here, we're gonna set up, this is what I do. I have a 5-mile run tomorrow morning, so this is what we're gonna do. So right here we have our Saucony Endorphin Speeds, our socks, our shorts, and then our BPN hat. And that is so when I wake up, I get out of bed, I see my stuff laying there, I know exactly what I gotta get done. I have that commitment. It's a reminder. It's like, I gotta get this shit done in the morning because I know it's going to set me up for the rest of the day. When you commit to something early, it's going to translate to everything else and make everything else easy to commit to in the rest of the day. So we're going to wake up, cardio, run, and that'll be the beginning. That's just the beginning of the morning. So let's do it. What is up, YouTube? So welcome to my morning. It is 4:54 and we have 5 miles. So right around 5:10, 5:15-ish, once my mind wakes up, gonna run 5 miles and get after it. So without further ado, let's get into the video. I don't care what anybody says, there's nothing like going for a run and hearing just like everything wake up. Hear the birds, fresh air, nothing like it. All right, so morning 5 miles are complete. This is how I like starting off my morning, just because it really gives me a lot of mental clarity, and it's the one time where I don't have to worry about anything. There's not many people outside and I can just be me and my thoughts, and no distractions or anything. And I think it's very valuable if you start to wake up early in the morning. I'm not doing this like every day, but I do it during the week, and then the weekends I'll push it back to like 7 or 8 and just, enjoy my time sleeping in. It gives me kind of like a little mental break for the week, and just like really gets me excited to start in the morning again when the week starts. 5 mile pace right there was 7:53, so it took a little under 40 minutes. So that means we're gonna go hit a weightlifting session, probably be about 30-35 minutes, hit a chest workout and get after it. So let's do it. All right, so just finished that 5 mile run. Today we're gonna see how many reps we can get 225 for. So post 5 miles, let's see where we can rep it. I'm gonna give it hell, and we're gonna see what we're made of. So let's do it. So we hit about 19. I honestly think I could have got 20, 21, 22. But we were just like super taxed, and there's no spotter down here. So if I don't get that shit up, I'm gonna die. Also, I want to answer your questions about how I structure my morning workout. So basically I'll run and then I'll lift. My lifts only last like 35-40 minutes, and my runs last around the same time. So it'll be like an hour and a half to hour and 45 minutes until I'm done with everything. But basically how I structure my workouts is I do heavy days and I do light days. Today happens to be a light day, so that's why, you know, we repped out 225, but normally my schedule's just messed up right now. But normally what I do is I go heavy the first 3 days. So I do chest, back, and legs heavy, and then the next 3 days I'll do chest light, back light, and legs light. And the difference between the rep ranges are about my heavy days, I go from like 5 to 6 on everything. And then on my light days, I go from like 8 to 12 on everything else. So right there is my structure for weight training. Right there you saw we just did an incline press on the Smith machine. A lot of people, when I was younger, I mean, I used to neglect it too. The Smith machine is one of those best like exercises to get the mind muscle connection. At the bottom you get the stretch that really tears the fibers on the outside, and when you get to the top you can just really squeeze. I love it. It's always been a staple in my chest workouts. But yeah, so flat bench, Smith machine, incline, and then next we're gonna do some dumbbell press, some flat dumbbells, and then we're gonna finish off with some flies, and then some triceps, just like some push downs, and maybe some like close grip bench. But yeah, this is pretty much like what my workout looks like. Relatively easy, fast, get out of the way, and then start my day. Alright, so post run and lift this morning, after I come back, I always like to have the same thing, and I just started making this actually. I used to just have eggs, but here we got about like 12 ounces of black coffee, and then I'm going to throw in some ice cubes and have some 2% milk, and then some BPN whey protein, chocolate. This makes like almost like an iced latte, and it's really good if you haven't tried it. It really helps with recovery. It's got the protein, it's the fat. And yeah, it just like keeps me nice and full for my next meal until like 12 or 1 o'clock. So yeah, we're gonna make that and show you the finished product. So one thing I wanted to mention is when you add the BPM protein, you want to have it thick. So what I do is I use 112 grams of milk, 120, 112, you don't have to be that exact. But keep the milk lower. That way when you add the protein, it's really thick, so it becomes like a creamer. Then when you add all this fluid, it gets a nice texture after like you're finished with everything. So we're gonna kick this up and show you the finished product. Alright, so this is gonna be what it looks like. You get a little froth on the top and it just becomes like a latte. It's super nice and it's very filling. I have all this left. It just holds me over until lunch. And yeah, this is kind of like my morning routine, nothing crazy. Run, lift, and then yeah, start my day. So thank you guys for watching. Stay corn fed. I'll catch you guys in the next one.